Let's just quickly run through the NFL notebook. Let's start with Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell releases this report on concussions. Concussions down another 17% with the use of the Guardian caps and the new rules they've put in place. Concussions on kickoffs and special teams down 73% because of the new rules that they put in place. So very positive vibe feedbacks there. They're talking about more international games. The Rams have just been chosen by the commissioner's office to be one of the anchor teams who will play next year in 2026 in Melbourne, Australia. And Goodell has confirmed competition committee will meet in the offseason to talk about further expansion of instant replay, maybe even with a coach's challenge for blows to the head, blows to the face mask, notably for quarterback protection. So that's what Roger Goodell's State of the League address was. Second item, it just gets worse and worse in Cleveland. And I'm not talking about the winter weather. Now Myles Garrett, their superstar defensive end, has got 102 career quarterback sacks, goes public, announces he does not want to be part of any rebuild any longer. He's asked to be traded. Browns have already turned down an offer of 2 number 1 draft picks for Myles Garrett. He's got 102 career quarterback sacks. He just doesn't want to be there. Tennessee evidently is willing to trade the number 1 pick in the draft to give the Browns a choice of whatever quarterback they want to get Myles Garrett. They'd also offer a future number 1. At this point, Cleveland has said absolutely not. Third team, Chargers, laying the groundwork to add things to help their quarterback, Justin Herbert. There's going to be like you and me watching this game on TV. The Chargers have approached the Rams about a deal for Cooper Kupp. Kupp is going to be traded. He's got a $29 million cap figure. Rams are going to have to pay some of the contract to move Kupp off the roster. But at age 32, he's had some injuries. You're not giving up a 1 or a 2 to get Cooper Kupp, but maybe the Chargers consider giving up a 3rd-round pick to the Rams to get him. If not him, they're talking to Seattle about their big physical wide receiver, DK Metcalf. He can be had, maybe a 3rd or a 4th-round pick. There's been a wild rumor out there, George Pickens, Pittsburgh, but he's so erratic as a personality. Granted, he's gifted athletically, but he just seems to come with an awful lot of baggage. I don't even know that Pittsburgh wants to trade him, but I can't see the Chargers giving up a number 1 pick. But those are the 3 names that are kind of swirling out there Super Bowl week that the Chargers are looking at. I think Kupp would be a nice short-term rental addition to work. Now, they need help up front. I don't like their center situation. I think they're deficient at guard. One name has surfaced who's going on the open market, and I'd make a move on this guy. Ryan Kelly is a 4-time Pro Bowl starting center in Indianapolis Colts. Now, he's had some injury problems the last year and a half, but he's going on the open market. If I were the Chargers, that's a guy I would go get for my offensive line. Next team, Raiders. There's a rumor a day in Las Vegas about how they're going to solve the quarterback situation. The latest rumor, Sam Darnold said he's in, I think the correct, is it adverb or adjective? The correct word he used is enthralled. He's enthralled with the idea, Chip Kelly, Raiders offensive coordinator, he's enthralled with the idea, meeting Tom Brady, evaluating film structure. Suddenly, soon-to-be free agent quarterback Sam Darnold is casting glances towards the Raider Nation. Now, his name comes on the heels of Jameis Winston, Kirk Cousins, who evidently might be released in Atlanta, and, of course, Russell Wilson. Of course, the Raiders could trade up in the draft, that's possible. I keep hearing they have real interest in Shedeur Sanders, but they'd have to trade as high to get to number 1 or 2. I don't know that they want to do that right now. And the last topic on the table has to do with the NFL Players Association, which holds its own separate press conference at Super Bowl week. After Roger Goodell talked openly about the 18-game schedule, the head of the union says absolutely not. Says there are no players in favor of an 18-game regular season schedule, regardless of how much more money is pushed to the front of the table, John, because they say the wear and tear factor on the players shortens their careers. He says guys who go through surgeries at the end of the season, and there's a lot of them who do, need that whole offseason to recover from that surgery. And if you're asking him to come back to camp early so you can play an 18-game schedule, he says that's not good on behalf of the players. So, John, you want to respond, talk about the commissioner, talk about the Browns mess, the Chargers' needs, the Raiders' quarterback situation, and we all love watching games on TV, 18-game schedule, but it's not good for the players. Response?
Quick responses here. I love how the commissioner always does this state of the league thing, right before the Super Bowl. That's great stuff. Number 2, Myles Garrett. Clearly he wants out. I get it. A hell of a player. A lot of people would love to trade for him. But wasn't there a time early in his career that he got in trouble with something like about excessive sacking or something like that?
Well, I'm sure, yeah, he got excited and he got penalized for personal fouls. He's got 102 career sacks. Never been in trouble off the field.
He seems like a good guy now.
Making a ton of money. But he's in his first year, he suffered through 0-16. And what did he suffer through last year? Deshaun Watson in 4-13.
Yeah.
He's tired of losing and he doesn't want to be in another rebuild. And that's the weather forecast in Cleveland is crappy, cold, snowy weather in winter and another rebuild season during the football season. That's the weather forecast in Cleveland. He didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I mean, so get out of Dodge. Hopefully there's another team they can make a trade on. The receivers, the Chargers are considering sound great. Cooper Kupp, that DK Metcalf is a hell of a player. But I want to talk about the Raiders. I love this idea of people wanting to play for the Raiders now. Suddenly, you said Sam Darnold was enthralled. Oh, by the way, that's a verb, I think. And anyways, Sam Darnold is enthralled. People are now wanting to be part of what Tom Brady is building, where in the past, a lot of teams have refused to even deal with the Raiders.
Well, players that go there for the payday only, that turned out to be a disaster. But you're dealing now with Pete Carroll, Brady, Chip Kelly. Yeah, I think those guys are magnets.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where we are. Hot topics on the table around the National Football League. We get to halftime.